You have been lied to. You have been told that life gets hard because of circumstances, because of other people, because the economy shifted, because you were born in the wrong place, at the wrong time, to the wrong family. You have been trained to believe that hardship happens to you, that you are a victim of forces beyond your control, that when the storm comes, all you can do is hide and hope it passes quickly. This is the greatest deception ever sold to the human mind. Listen carefully. Life does not get hard. Life is hard. It has always been hard. It will always be hard. The question is not whether hardship will come. The question is, what will you become when it does? Most people wait for life to get easier. They wait for the right moment, the right opportunity, the right feeling. They say, when things calm down, then I'll start. They say, when I have more money, more time, more support, then I'll take action. And they wait. And they wait. And they die waiting. You are not here to wait. You are not here to react. You are not here to be shaped by circumstances like clay in the hands of fate. You are here to decide. You are here to command your own mind, your own spirit, your own actions, regardless of what the world throws at you. This is not motivational talk. This is law. This is principle. This is the fundamental truth that separates those who rise from those who remain buried under the weight of their own excuses. The moment you understand this, everything changes. The moment you stop asking, why is this happening to me, and start asking, what am I going to do about this? That is the moment you step into your power. That is the moment you become the author of your own story instead of a character written by someone else's pen. Understand this, hardship is not your enemy. Hardship is your training ground. It is the fire that reveals what you are made of. It burns away the weak thoughts, the lazy habits, the false beliefs you have carried like chains around your neck. And when the fire is done, what remains is strength. What remains is character. What remains is a version of you that could not have been born any other way. But only if you choose it. Only if you stop running from the pain and start using it as fuel. Now, before we go further, if you are watching this and you feel something stirring inside you, a recognition, a hunger, a readiness to take back control, then do this, subscribe to this channel. Drop a comment and tell me where you are watching from. Because this is not just a video. This is a signal. And I want to know who is ready to answer the call. Let us continue. There is a law operating in your life right now. Whether you know it or not. Whether you believe it or not. Whether you like it or not. This law is simple. You are the sum total of your dominant thoughts. Not your wishes. Not your hopes. Not your complaints. Your dominant thoughts. The thoughts you think most often. The thoughts you feed with your attention. The thoughts you repeat in your mind when no one else is listening. Those thoughts become your beliefs. Your beliefs become your expectations. Your expectations become your actions. And your actions become your results. This is the chain. This is the mechanism. This is the invisible architecture that builds your entire life. And here is the part that most people never grasp. This law does not pause when life gets hard. In fact, it becomes more powerful. When life gets hard, your thoughts intensify. Your beliefs are tested. Your habits are exposed. And the truth of who you really are, beneath the surface, beneath the mask, comes roaring to the front. This is why two people can face the same hardship and produce completely different outcomes. One person loses their job and falls into despair, bitterness, and paralysis. Another person loses their job and discovers a new path, a hidden strength, a purpose they never knew they had. Same event. Different thoughts. Different results. Do you see this? Do you understand the profound responsibility this places on your shoulders? You are not a passive recipient of fate. You are an active creator of experience. Every single result in your life, every success, every failure, every moment of joy, every moment of suffering, can be traced back to a pattern of thought that you allowed to dominate your mind. Now, I know what you are thinking. You are thinking, but I didn't choose for this to happen. I didn't ask for this pain. I didn't want this struggle. You are right. You did not choose the event. But you are choosing the response. And the response is everything. The event is neutral. It has no meaning except the meaning you assign to it. The hardship is raw material. What you build with it is up to you. Most people do not know this. They believe that circumstances dictate outcomes. They believe that if the circumstances are bad, the outcome must also be bad. They surrender their power to the external world and then wonder why they feel helpless. But you are not most people. If you were, you would not be here. You would not be reading these words. You would not be searching for something more. You are here because some part of you, deep down, knows the truth. Knows that you are capable of more. Knows that you were not meant to be a victim. That part of you is correct. But knowing is not enough. You must act on what you know. You must take this principle and apply it with relentless discipline every single day. Let me make this clearer. When life gets hard, the average person's mind becomes a battlefield of fear, doubt, anger, and resentment. They replay the problem over and over. They imagine the worst possible outcomes. They tell themselves stories of defeat before the battle has even been fought. And because thought is creative, those mental patterns begin to manifest. The fear becomes hesitation. The doubt becomes inaction. The anger becomes bitterness. And the bitterness poisons everything it touches. This is not mysticism. This is psychology. This is neuroscience. This is the observable, repeatable reality of how human beings function. Your mind is a tool. The most powerful tool you will ever possess. But like any tool, it can be used to build or to destroy. When life gets hard, you must guard your mind as if your life depends on it. Because it does. You must become fiercely selective about what you allow into your consciousness. What you watch. What you read. What you listen to. Who you spend time with. What you say to yourself in the quiet moments. All of it matters. All of it shapes the dominant pattern of thought. And that pattern will determine everything. Now, let me tell you something else. Something that will challenge you. The reason life feels hard is not because the circumstances are difficult. It is because you are not yet strong enough to handle them easily. Read that again. The circumstances are not too much. You are not yet enough. But you can become enough. That is the promise. That is the opportunity hidden inside every hardship. Every challenge you face is an invitation to grow. To expand. To develop capacities you do not yet have. The person you are today cannot handle the life you want tomorrow. That is why the journey is necessary. That is why the struggle is not your enemy, it is your teacher. Most people resist this. They want the reward without the requirement. They want the strength without the strain. They want the character without the crucible. It does not work that way. You cannot become a person of power, discipline, and achievement by living a life of comfort and ease. You become that person by facing hard things and refusing to break. Every time you choose courage over fear, you become more courageous. Every time you choose discipline over distraction, you become more disciplined. Every time you choose faith over doubt, you become more faithful. This is how character is built. This is how greatness is forged. Not in the moments of ease, but in the moments of pressure. Not when everything is going right, but when everything seems to be going wrong. That is when you discover who you really are. That is when you get to decide who you will become. And here is the key, you must decide in advance. You cannot wait until the storm hits to figure out how you will respond. By then, it is too late. Your mind will default to its habitual patterns. And if those patterns are weak, fearful, and reactive, that is what you will get. But if you train your mind now, if you build the habits, the beliefs, the mental discipline before the hardship comes, then when it does arrive, you will be ready. You will not panic. You will not collapse. You will not surrender. You will stand. You will think. You will act. And you will win. This is the law. This is the principle. This is the truth that every person who has ever achieved anything significant has had to learn. Life does not get easier. You get stronger. Circumstances do not improve. You improve. The world does not change to accommodate you. You change to master the world. And the change begins in your mind. In your thoughts. In the silent conversations you have with yourself when no one else is watching. That is where the battle is won or lost. That is where your future is being written right now. So I ask you, what are you writing? What story are you telling yourself about who you are and what you are capable of? Is it a story of limitation and fear? Or is it a story of power and possibility? Because whatever story you tell yourself, you will live out. That is the law. Your mind does not know the difference between a truth and a lie you have repeated enough times. It simply accepts what you feed it and then sets to work making it real. So feed it strength. Feed it courage. Feed it vision. Tell yourself, I am capable. I am resilient. I am learning. I am growing. I will find a way or make one. Repeat it. Believe it. Act on it. And watch what happens. The hardship does not disappear. But your relationship to it changes. You stop being a victim and become a warrior. You stop being reactive and become proactive. You stop being controlled by circumstances and start controlling your response to circumstances. And that makes all the difference. That is the shift. That is the transformation. That is the power you have been searching for. It was always inside you. You just had to be reminded. Now you have been reminded. The question is, what will you do with this knowledge? Now we must go deeper. Because knowing the principle is not enough. You must see where you have been violating it. You must see where you have been sabotaging yourself without even realizing it. This is not comfortable. But it is necessary. Most people fail not because they lack ability, but because they lack awareness. They do not see the patterns that trap them. They do not see the habits that weaken them. They do not see the thoughts that poison their potential. So let us bring those patterns into the light. First, let us talk about blame. When life gets hard, the first instinct of the untrained mind is to find someone or something to blame. The economy. The government. The boss. The partner. The parents. The system. Blame is seductive because it relieves you of responsibility. It allows you to remain a victim. It gives you permission to do nothing. But blame is also a prison. Because as long as you are blaming external forces, you are powerless. You are saying, my results are determined by things I cannot control. And if that is true, then you are finished. You have no leverage. No agency. No hope. But it is not true. Yes, there are circumstances you did not choose. Yes, there are forces beyond your control. But there is always something you can control, your response. Your attitude. Your effort. Your focus. Your persistence. Those things are always within your power. Always. And those things are enough. More than enough. They are everything. But you will never discover that as long as you are busy blaming. Blame keeps you weak. Blame keeps you stuck. Blame keeps you small. And you were not made to be small. So the first mistake you must stop making is this. Stop giving away your power by blaming circumstances for your results. Own your results. All of them. The good and the bad. The successes and the failures. Not because you are at fault for everything that happens, but because taking ownership is the only way to change anything. Ownership is power. Blame is weakness. Choose power. Now, let us talk about another mistake, comfort seeking. The human brain is wired to avoid pain and seek pleasure. This is natural. This is biological. But it is also the source of most failure. When life gets hard, the untrained mind immediately looks for escape, for distraction, for relief. It reaches for the phone, the screen, the substance, the easy dopamine hit that numbs the discomfort for a moment. And in that moment, you lose. Because comfort seeking is not neutral. It is a vote. A vote for who you will become. Every time you choose the easy path, you are training yourself to be weak. You are wiring your brain to avoid challenge. You are teaching yourself that discomfort is something to be feared and escaped rather than embraced and used. And over time, this pattern compounds. You become someone who cannot tolerate discomfort. Someone who crumbles at the first sign of difficulty. Someone who quits when things get hard. Is that who you want to be? I did not think so. So you must break this pattern. You must learn to sit with discomfort. To breathe through it. To accept it as part of the process. Discomfort is not your enemy. It is the signal that you are growing. That you are stretching. That you are becoming more than you were. Lean into it. Stop running from hard conversations. Stop avoiding difficult tasks. Stop medicating your emotions with distractions. Face the discomfort. Feel it fully. And then act anyway. This is how you build resilience. This is how you build mental toughness. This is how you become the kind of person who can handle anything life throws at you. But you have to practice. You have to choose it deliberately, again and again, until it becomes your default. Next mistake, waiting for motivation. How many times have you said, I will start when I feel motivated? How many times have you waited for the inspiration to strike, the energy to rise, the mood to shift? And how many times has that kept you stuck? Motivation is not a prerequisite for action. It is a result of action. You do not need to feel like doing something in order to do it. You just need to do it. And once you start, the motivation follows. This is backwards from what most people believe. They think, feel good, then act. But the truth is, act, then feel good. Action creates momentum. Momentum creates confidence. Confidence creates motivation. But none of it starts until you move. So stop waiting. Stop looking for the perfect feeling. Stop making excuses about not being ready. You are as ready as you are ever going to be. The rest is learned by doing. Now, let us talk about something even more insidious, negative self-talk. You speak to yourself all day long. You narrate your experience. You comment on your performance. You judge yourself, evaluate yourself, define yourself. And for most people, that voice is harsh, critical, and discouraging. I am not good enough. I always mess this up. I will never figure this out. I am not like those other people. This is too hard for me. Listen to me carefully. Every word you speak to yourself is a command. Your subconscious mind does not argue. It does not debate. It simply accepts what you tell it and then works to make it true. If you tell yourself you are weak, your mind will find evidence of weakness. If you tell yourself you cannot, your mind will create cannot. You are hypnotizing yourself every single day with your words. And most people are hypnotizing themselves into failure, limitation, and mediocrity. You must stop this. Immediately. You must become the guardian of your inner dialogue. You must learn to speak to yourself the way you would speak to someone you are trying to encourage, uplift, and empower. Not with false platitudes. Not with empty affirmations. But with truthful, empowering language. I am learning. I am capable of growth. I have overcome hard things before. I will find a way. I am stronger than I think. These are not lies. These are truths. And when you repeat them, you align your mind with possibility instead of limitation. Your words shape your reality. Choose them wisely. Another mistake, isolation. When life gets hard, many people withdraw. They hide. They stop reaching out. They convince themselves that they must handle everything alone. This is pride disguised as strength. And it is dangerous. You were not designed to walk this path alone. You need community. You need accountability. You need perspective from people who have walked similar roads. Isolation breeds distortion. When you are alone with your thoughts, they spiral. They amplify. They convince you of things that are not true. But when you connect with others, when you share your struggles, ask for help, and allow yourself to be seen, you gain clarity. You gain support. You gain strength. This does not mean complaining to everyone who will listen. It means strategically seeking out people who lift you up, challenge you, and hold you to a higher standard. Find those people. Invest in those relationships. Let them into your process. Strength is not doing everything alone. Strength is knowing when to ask for help. Finally, let us talk about the mistake of short-term thinking. When life gets hard, the untrained mind focuses only on the immediate pain. It cannot see beyond the current moment. It cannot connect today's struggle to tomorrow's strength. And so it quits. It gives up. It decides that the discomfort is not worth it. But this is a catastrophic error in judgment. Every hard thing you face today is building the person you will be tomorrow. Every challenge you overcome is adding to your capacity. Every moment of discipline is compounding into a future of freedom. But you cannot see it yet. The results are not immediate. The transformation is not instant. And that is where most people fail. They cannot delay gratification. They cannot endure the gap between effort and reward. But that gap is where all growth happens. That gap is where character is forged. That gap is where winners are separated from quitters. You must learn to think long-term. To see your life as a series of investments. To understand that what you do today will pay dividends for years to come. Stop asking, how do I feel right now? Start asking, who am I becoming? Stop asking, is this easy? Start asking, is this worth it? The answers will change everything. These are the mistakes. These are the patterns that keep people trapped in weakness, frustration, and mediocrity. You have made some of them. Maybe all of them. That is okay. Awareness is the first step. But now you know. And now you have no more excuses. From this moment forward, you are responsible. You cannot unsee what you have seen. You cannot unknow what you now know. The question is, will you change? Now we arrive at the turning point. The shift. The transformation. You have seen the mistakes. You have seen the patterns. Now you must adopt a new way of thinking. A new way of being. This is not optional. This is not something you try when you feel like it. This is the foundation upon which everything else is built. So listen carefully. The first principle of the new mindset is this: total responsibility. Not partial. Not conditional. Total. You are responsible for your results. Not because you control everything, you do not, but because you control the only thing that matters, your response. You are responsible for how you interpret events. how you frame challenges, how you speak to yourself, how you direct your attention, how you invest your energy. All of that is yours. No one can take it from you. No one can do it for you. And when you accept this, when you truly internalize it, everything changes. You stop being a victim and become a creator. You stop reacting and start responding. You stop being at the mercy of circumstances and start using circumstances as raw material for growth. This is freedom. Real freedom. Not the absence of hardship, but the presence of power in the face of hardship. The second principle is this: discipline is destiny. You have heard this before. But you have not lived it. Not fully. Not consistently. Discipline is not about punishment. It is not about deprivation. It is about alignment. It is about doing what you said you would do, when you said you would do it, regardless of how you feel. It is about keeping promises to yourself. Building trust with yourself. Proving to yourself that you are reliable, capable, and strong. Every act of discipline is a deposit into your self-respect account. Every act of indiscipline is a withdrawal. And over time, your account balance determines how you see yourself. How much you believe in yourself. How much you trust yourself to follow through. If your account is overdrawn, you will doubt yourself at every turn. You will hesitate. You will quit. But if your account is full, you will move with confidence. You will trust your decisions. You will believe that when you commit to something, you will see it through. Discipline is the bridge between who you are and who you want to become. There is no other way across. So you must build discipline. Daily. In small things and big things. In private and in public. Wake up when you said you would. Do the work you said you would do. Keep the promises you made to yourself. Not sometimes. Not when it is convenient. Always. This is non-negotiable. The third principle, clarity of purpose. Why are you doing this? Why are you enduring the hardship? Why are you choosing the difficult path? If you do not have a clear answer, you will quit. Guaranteed. Because when life gets hard, you will ask yourself, is this worth it? And if you do not have a compelling reason, the answer will be no. But if you have a purpose, a mission, a vision, a reason that is bigger than your momentary discomfort, then the answer will always be yes. Purpose is fuel. It is the fire that keeps you moving when everything else says stop. So you must get clear. Crystal clear. What do you want? Not what you think you should want. Not what other people want for you. What do you want? And why do you want it? What will it give you? What will it allow you to become? Write it down. Say it out loud. Revisit it every single day. Let it become the lens through which you see every decision, every challenge, every moment of doubt. When you know your why, the how becomes easier. The hardship becomes bearable. The sacrifice becomes worthwhile. Without purpose, you are drifting. With purpose, you are unstoppable. The fourth principle, long-term vision. You must learn to see beyond today. Beyond this week. Beyond this year. You must train yourself to think in decades, not days. Ask yourself, where will I be in 10 years if I keep doing what I am doing now? If the answer excites you, keep going. If it terrifies you, change course. Now. Most people overestimate what they can accomplish in a year and underestimate what they can accomplish in 10 years. They want instant results, and when they do not get them, they quit. But real transformation takes time. Compounding takes time. Character takes time. You are not building a sprint. You are building a marathon. And marathons are won by those who pace themselves, stay consistent, and refuse to quit. So stop looking for shortcuts. Stop chasing quick fixes. Stop expecting overnight success. Commit to the long game. Trust the process. Show up every day, even when you cannot see progress. Because progress is happening. Beneath the surface. In ways you cannot yet measure. But one day, you will look back and realize how far you have come. And you will be grateful you did not quit. The fifth principle, everything begins in the mind. Before you change your life, you must change your mind. Before you change your results, you must change your beliefs. Before you change your circumstances, you must change your thoughts. This is the order. This is the sequence. There is no other way. Your outer world is a reflection of your inner world. What you see in your life is a mirror of what you believe about yourself and what is possible. If you want different results, you must install different beliefs. You must reject the lies you have been telling yourself and replace them with empowering truths. You must guard your mind against negativity, doubt, and fear. You must fill your mind with vision, faith, and possibility. This is mental hygiene. And it is just as important as physical hygiene. You brush your teeth every day. You shower every day. But do you cleanse your mind every day? Do you deliberately choose what you will think about? What you will focus on? What you will believe? Or do you let your mind wander, picking up whatever garbage it finds along the way? Your mind is your most valuable asset. Treat it accordingly. Feed it truth. Strengthen it with discipline. Direct it with purpose. And watch your entire life transform. The sixth principle, action is the answer. Thinking is important. Planning is important. But action is everything. You can have the best intentions, the clearest vision, the most powerful beliefs, but if you do not act, nothing changes. Action is the bridge between the invisible and the visible. It is how you take what is in your mind and make it real in the world. And here is the secret, you do not need to have it all figured out before you start. You just need to start. Take one step. Then another. Then another. The path reveals itself as you walk it. But it does not reveal itself if you stand still. So move. Even if you are scared. Even if you are unsure. Even if you do not feel ready. Move anyway. Because motion creates momentum. Momentum creates confidence. Confidence creates results. And results create belief. Belief that you can do hard things. Belief that you are capable. Belief that you are becoming the person you were meant to be. But it all starts with action. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Not when you feel ready. Today. Now. This moment. This is the new mindset. These are the principles. These are the truths you must adopt if you want to not only survive when life gets hard, but to thrive because of it. You are not a victim. You are a creator. You are not weak. You are becoming strong. You are not stuck. You are in the process of transformation. Believe it. Embody it. Live it. And everything will change. Now we move from principle to practice. From theory to action. Because knowledge without application is useless. You must take what you now know and turn it into daily behavior. Here are the specific actions you must take. Not suggestions. Not recommendations. Commands. If you follow these, your life will change. If you ignore them, you will remain where you are. The choice is yours. Action 1. Control your morning. The first hour of your day sets the tone for everything that follows. If you start your day reactively, scrolling, checking messages, consuming other people's agendas, you lose. You must take control of your morning. You must design a routine that puts you in a powerful state before the world makes its demands. Here is what that looks like. Wake up at the same time every day. No excuses. No snooze button. When the alarm goes, you move. Do not touch your phone. Not for at least the first hour. The world can wait. Begin with silence. Sit. Breathe. Clear your mind. Even 5 minutes of stillness will center you and prepare you for the day. Then move your body. Exercise. Stretch. Walk. Do something that gets your blood flowing and your energy rising. Then feed your mind. Read something empowering. Listen to something educational. Fill your mind with ideas that elevate you, not garbage that drains you. Finally, set your intention for the day. What is the one thing you must accomplish today? What is the most important action you can take? Write it down. Commit to it. Then go do it before you do anything else. This morning routine is non-negotiable. It is the foundation of everything. Protect it fiercely. Action 2. Master your self-talk. You must become aware of the voice in your head. The narrator. The commentator. The critic. Most people let that voice run wild, saying whatever it wants, whenever it wants. And most of the time, it is negative, fearful, and disempowering. You must take control of that voice. You must become the conscious director of your inner dialogue. Here is how. Throughout the day, pause and ask yourself, what am I saying to myself right now? Listen. Really listen. What is the story you are telling? If it is negative, stop it. Immediately. Do not let it continue. Replace it with something empowering. Not a lie. Not fake positivity. But a truthful, constructive reframe. Instead of, I can't do this, say, I am learning how to do this. Instead of, I always fail, say, I have failed before, and I have learned from it. Instead of, this is too hard, say, this is hard, and I am capable of hard things. Do this every single time you catch yourself in negative self-talk. Every single time. Over time, you will reprogram your mind. You will train yourself to default to empowerment instead of defeat. And your entire experience of life will shift. Action 3. Embrace discomfort daily. You must deliberately choose discomfort. Every single day. On purpose. This is how you build resilience. This is how you expand your capacity. This is how you train yourself to handle whatever life throws at you. Here is what this looks like. Do something hard. Something that makes you uncomfortable. Something you would naturally avoid. Have the difficult conversation. Take the cold shower. Do the workout that scares you. Make the call you have been putting off. It does not have to be huge. It just has to be uncomfortable. Because every time you choose discomfort, you are proving to yourself that you can handle it. You are building evidence that you are strong. You are wiring your brain to see challenge as opportunity instead of threat. This is a daily practice. Not something you do once in a while when you feel inspired. Every single day. And over time, your tolerance for discomfort will expand. Things that used to break you will become manageable. Things that used to terrify you will become routine. You will become unshakable. Action 4. Clarify and revisit your purpose. Every week, sit down and ask yourself, what am I building? Why does it matter? Write it down. Get specific. Make it real. What is the vision for your life? What do you want to create? What do you want to become? And why? What is the deeper reason? What will it give you? Who will it allow you to serve? Keep this written down where you can see it. Review it every morning. Let it guide your decisions. Let it fuel your action. When life gets hard, and it will come back to this. You will read it. You will remember why you are doing this. And you will find the strength to keep going. Purpose is your anchor. Without it, you drift. With it, you are grounded, no matter how strong the storm. Action 5. Implement the 2-minute rule. When you think of something you need to do, and it will take less than 2 minutes, do it immediately. Do not put it off. Do not add it to a list. Do not tell yourself you will do it later. Do it now. This simple rule will eliminate procrastination and build massive momentum. Most of the tasks we avoid are small. They take almost no time. But we let them pile up, and they become a mental burden. By doing them immediately, you clear the clutter. You build trust with yourself. You train yourself to be a person of action. And that identity, the identity of someone who takes action immediately, will bleed into every area of your life. Action 6. Practice gratitude in the storm. When life gets hard, your mind will naturally focus on what is wrong. What is missing? What hurts? You must counteract this with deliberate gratitude. Every night before you sleep, write down 3 things you are grateful for. No matter how hard the day was. No matter how much pain you are in. 3 things. Every night. This is not about pretending everything is fine. This is about training your mind to see the good even in the midst of the bad. Because there is always good. There is always something to be grateful for. And when you train yourself to see it, you shift your entire emotional state. Gratitude is not naive optimism. It is wise perspective. And it is one of the most powerful tools you have for maintaining mental strength when life gets hard. Action 7. Surround yourself with strength. You become like the people you spend the most time with. This is not opinion. This is fact. If you surround yourself with complainers, you will complain. If you surround yourself with quitters, you will quit. If you surround yourself with people who settle, you will settle. But if you surround yourself with people who are disciplined, driven, and committed to growth, you will rise. So you must be intentional about your environment. Who are you spending time with? What are you consuming? What voices are you allowing into your mind? Cut out the toxic. Limit the negative. Seek out the empowering. Find mentors. Find peers who challenge you. Find communities that lift you up. And be that person for others. Be the one who refuses to complain. Be the one who refuses to quit. Be the one who holds the standard high. Your environment shapes you. So shape your environment deliberately. These are the actions. These are the habits. These are the daily disciplines that will transform your life from the inside out. You do not need to do all of them perfectly. You do not need to be flawless. You just need to be consistent. Show up. Do the work. Keep the promises you make to yourself. Day after day. Week after week. Month after month. And one day, you will look back and realize you are not the same person you were. You will realize you have become someone stronger, wiser, and more capable. And you will know, without a doubt, that you can handle anything. Now we come to the end. But this is not really the end. This is the beginning. Because everything I have told you means nothing if you do not act on it. You have heard the truth. You have seen the principles. You have been given the actions. Now it is up to you. No one else can do this for you. No one else can change your thoughts, your habits, your life. You are the cause, not the effect. You are the creator, not the victim. You are the one with the power. The only one. And the moment you accept that, the moment you stop looking for someone else to save you, fix you, or change you, that is the moment everything shifts. You do not need permission. You do not need perfect circumstances. You do not need more time, more money, more support. You need to decide. Decide that you are done being weak. Done being reactive. Done being controlled by circumstances. Decide that from this moment forward, you are taking full responsibility for your life. Decide that no matter what happens, you will not quit. You will not break. You will not surrender. Decide that you will use every hardship as fuel. Every setback as a setup. Every challenge as a chance to prove what you are made of. This is the decision that changes everything. And you must make it now. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Now. Because tomorrow is not guaranteed. Next week may never come. All you have is this moment. And in this moment, you get to choose. Who will you be? What will you stand for? What will you commit to? Will you be someone who talks about change but never changes? Someone who knows what to do but never does it? Someone who has potential but never fulfills it? Or will you be someone who acts? Someone who follows through? Someone who becomes everything they are capable of becoming? The world does not need more talkers. It needs more doers. It needs people who stand up when life knocks them down. People who keep going when everyone else quits. People who refuse to let circumstances define them. It needs you. At your best. At your strongest. At your fullest. But you will never become that person by accident. You will only become that person by decision and discipline. So decide now. Commit now. Start now. Not with everything. Just with one thing. One action. One step. And then take another. And another. And another. Build momentum. Build confidence. Build proof that you are capable. And as you do, you will begin to see it. You will begin to feel it. You will begin to know it. You are not who you used to be. You are becoming who you were meant to be. And that person, the person you are becoming, is unstoppable. The hardships will still come. The challenges will still arise. The storms will still rage. But you will be ready. Because you have trained for this. You have prepared for this. You have built yourself into someone who can handle anything. And when life gets hard, not if, but when, you will not collapse. You will not complain. You will not quit. You will rise. You will adapt. You will overcome. Because that is who you are now. That is what you have decided. That is the commitment you have made. And nothing, no circumstance, no person, no obstacle, can stop someone who has truly decided. So decide. Right now. In this moment. Decide that your life is yours to create. That your future is yours to shape. That your destiny is yours to command. And then go live like it. Go act like it. Go become the person you know you can be. The world is waiting. Your future is waiting. Your best self is waiting. Stop waiting back. Move. Now.